Is your radio station's website quietly driving listeners away? Does it have cluttered layouts or outdated design elements? These choices can leave listeners frustrated and ready to jump off your website and never come back. But stick around to discover how easy it can be to modernize your website and to keep visitors coming back for more. Hi, it's Jim. Welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel if you are getting the video version of this. And if you are getting the audio version, please leave us a comment. And whether if you're on YouTube or on the audio version, leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing and things that you'd like to see in upcoming episodes. We've been doing this for 178 episodes now, and so we're just now starting to do things that we haven't done for a couple months or a couple years, actually. So if there's something that you would like to see, be sure to let us know, and be sure to share this out with your radio colleagues as well. We so much appreciate it. Well, this week we're talking about your website, and if it could be possible that it's frustrating your listeners. And you may not even be aware of this, but your website, it's critical for keeping your listeners engaged and informed, and you want to keep them leaned in to what you're doing online. Unfortunately, many websites, especially those that haven't been updated in a while, still rely on outdated features that really do more harm than good. And today I'm going to list out some of these top features and design elements that if you have them, they really need to be retired for good, and I'll explain why. So let's run these down. The top features to change right away is number one is auto-playing audio. You may think, obviously, if somebody's going to come to a radio station website, they want to hear the radio station. But really, few things annoy website visitors more than unexpected music or ads blasting through their speakers when they didn't anticipate it. Autoplay can feel intrusive, especially if someone is browsing in a public space or if they're at work and they shouldn't be on your radio station website anywhere in the building, but they are. And so if they come to your website thinking that they want to register for that contest that they heard on the morning show while driving in, and then all of a sudden when they get to your website, blam, they hear music or whatever else. And so they have to immediately shut it all down to not get caught any more than they already are. And so you're really going to lose somebody if that happens. It might seem natural for a radio station website to start streaming immediately, but it's really better if you let the users opt in. Give them a clear, easy to find play button for your live stream or on-demand content instead of hitting it right in their face when they didn't request it. All right, number two is a messy or cluttered design. Overstuffed pages with too many colors, just way too many things happening, multiple fonts, elements. It can all overwhelm visitors because people don't know where to look or click next or first. Presenting your content in a clear, organized way is crucial for a positive user experience. Simplify your navigation. Group related items together. Ensure that your most important calls to action, like enter this contest, they stand out. So they're very, very easy to find. Number three is having too many pop-ups on your website. Now, pop-ups can be used for collecting emails and promoting special offers, but overusing them can frustrate users. And what I mean by pop-ups, you may say, well, we have one that shows up in the middle that asks for their email address, but then we have one that comes in from the side that does something else, whatever. That's overusing pop-ups, and it can lead to high bounce rates. And what I mean by bounce rates is that when somebody comes to a website, they're looking for something or they want to check it out something, but they don't find anything that interests them, so they immediately leave. That increases your bounce rate because they didn't see anything they wanted to engage with, and then they left. That's called a bounce. And so when people get frustrated with all of these pop-ups and all of these different things coming their way, and they have to dodge them, and they get frustrated, and then they just leave. Strategic, well-timed pop-ups can be effective. Just don't let them get in the way of what your listeners came to your website for. That's local information, contest, streaming audio, that sort of thing. All right, number 4 is an over-reliance on stock or generic photos. Generic stock images, they just feel impersonal and inauthentic, especially when repeated across multiple websites. Likewise, if you use the same stock image for multiple news stories. You've probably been to a local news website where they use the same cop car on every story that involves the local police. And it's the same cop car. It's the same police lights or the same, robbery or whatever, on every single one of these news stories. It's better to come up with something that is unique. I mean, we're in the business of personality. Your listeners want to connect with your DJs, the local events, and the community vibe that you are giving off on your station and on your website. Show as many real photos of locations, venues, events. All of this will be more relatable and present you as a more trustworthy online website. We've always said that, send out an intern or a part-timer or something like that with their iPhone and just take pictures of police cars and fire trucks and different locations, different venues around your town, maybe busy intersections and that sort of thing, and build up a local database full of real photos around your area that can be used for these news stories. Not the same one photo of a police car on every news story that involves the local police. It has to be, you have to change it up a little bit, at least a little bit. All right. Number 5 is using obsolete image sliders. And we've been talking about this for years and years and years about how these large image sliders on the homepage that automatically cycle through these images can slow down your web page and increase your load times and distract users, because even though you have these large image sliders and you only see one of those images at a time, if you have 10 images that are rotating there, all 10 of them actually load when the website loads. So it's big. These huge images are weighing down the load time of all the other content that appears on your website. Not a lot of people know this is going on in the background, and we have a lot of stations that reach out to us and want these large sliders because they want to put the morning show on there and then the afternoon show and the weekend, whatever. If you're going to use one of these sliders, keep the slides to 2, maybe 3 of your top calls to action, and to ensure this slider doesn't bog down your website's performance. And keep it to the main things that you want people to do whenever they come to the radio station website. Enter contest, sign up for your newsletter, stream the football game this weekend, that sort of thing. The biggest things that are happening on your radio station at that time. Giving the morning show and the afternoon show and the weekend show a slide, that just doesn't cut it. Studies have shown that people bypass these sliders more often than they do banner ads. So you're really not doing yourself a disservice. They really just slow your website down. It's better to have a static call to image that rotates every time somebody comes to the website or refreshes the page. It's better than having all of these things that are rotating. All right, number 6 is intrusive or irrelevant opt-in offers. Now, we talked about pop-ups a little while ago. Offering a newsletter sign-up or a contest entry that interrupts the user at the wrong time or every time they visit your website, it can drive people away. I mean, sure, you're going to be running contests and promotions often, but asking for signups or personal details too soon or too frequently, that can hurt your credibility. Time your offers wisely. Maybe after a user has shown interest in your content, something like that. You could, rather than having a pop-up that appears every single time somebody comes to your website to join your newsletter, below every post on your website, have a sign up for our newsletter entry. That way, it's not a pop-up that that's going to bug them every time that they come to the website, but it's still very, very easy to find because it's on every post on your website. Are you looking for engaging local content to help keep your radio station website fresh and compelling? Introducing Content Lab from Skyrocket Radio. Our dedicated team of content creators handles the heavy lifting, writing hyperlocal articles that resonate with your community and keeping visitors coming back for more. Imagine having consistent professional content without distracting your on-air talent or sales staff from their core jobs. With Content Lab, you get fresh local stories, features, and community updates tailored specifically to your market. That means better SEO, more web traffic, and new advertising opportunities, all built around your station's unique vibe. So, if you're ready to elevate your online presence and showcase local happenings that matter, let us take care of that content. This way you can focus on what you do best, delivering great radio. Visit skyrocketradio.com/content lab to learn more and to start boosting your station's digital impact today. All right, number 7 is non-responsive designs. You know, a large portion of your audience, they browse your website on phones and tablets, and there are still websites out there that are not optimized for mobile devices. So users on these websites are going to struggle to navigate or to find their listen live on the go, and it's just going to frustrate your visitors. And especially if this is a website that you've created yourself using, Wix or GoDaddy or one of these other platforms, some of the older versions of them were not responsive, or it was clunky at best. And so listeners, if they can't easily tune into your website and navigate it anywhere that they are, at work, on the bus, in the car, no matter what kind of device that they're looking at it on, if it's not seamless and it's not very, very easy to navigate, then they will get frustrated and they will likely bounce. All right, number 8 is using frames and iframes excessively. Now, what I mean by iframes is you putting a piece of another website inside of a page on your website. Frame-based layouts, they're really an old approach that complicates navigation, can cause problems with search engine indexing because really you're putting another website inside of your website on a page, and it really causes more problems than it fixes. Embedding content and external widgets like that, it can be done efficiently and effectively. You just want to ensure the embedded elements don't disrupt the user experience or your SEO. And I'm thinking like, if you wanted to embed a Google document inside of a web page on your website, well, then you have to put it into an iframe in order to get that Google form onto your page. And so sometimes the length, the height of that embed doesn't work out just right. So then you have to, there's 2 different sliders on the side, and that can frustrate people. And then folks who are sighted that are coming to your website using special software, they have a lot of trouble navigating these. So you're alienating that portion of your audience. So those are things to think about. It can be done, but it's really just clunky. And so try not to use these excessively on your station website. Number 9 is outdated fonts and designs. If you're using fonts like Comic Sans or these over decorative styles that maybe it matches the font in your logo or something like that, but it really doesn't look professional. It looks like you're stuck in the early 2000s. Think MySpace, how, all of these different fonts and colors and the things just kind of melded together into this really, really bad design. Come on. Your station's vibe should be fun, edgy, modern, and family friendly. The design needs to match your brand image, sure, but use modern, easily legible fonts that reflect your station's personality without alienating your viewers. And if it looks like a MySpace page, please bring it into the modern day. Folks, really, really expect a modern website. So if you're trying to be, cute and trying to, we're an 80s station. It's supposed to look like an 80s website. No, it's not supposed to look like an 80s website. It can have 80s content on there, but it needs to be a modern website that still matches your brand. I hope this makes sense. And I don't want to sound confrontational on that, but it can really, really negatively affect how people perceive your radio station whenever they get a bad feeling about your website. And I don't want that to be the case with you. All right. Number 10 is repeating background images. We're going back to the MySpace. All right. It was once a common design trend. I mean, tiled, repeating backgrounds. It can make your website look very outdated and extremely cluttered. These images often distract from your main content, and they clash with modern design standards. It's not something that happens on modern websites. I'm thinking sunset and a beach or something like that, but the image is tiled all over the background of your website. This makes it look very, very cluttered, and the eye just does not know where to look to read. Make it to where your listeners have quick access to your local news, your events, your stream, your schedules, all this kind of stuff, and don't let a busy background draw attention away from the content that truly, truly matters, and the reason that you want people to come to your website and to stay on your website a whole lot longer. All right, number 11 is under construction pages. Do you have any page or just section of your website that says under construction or coming soon? This signals that your website is not well maintained, and it can lead to visitors leaving and not coming back. That's right. You can say that you have this very, very super cool thing and it's coming soon, and so stick around and come back for it, but they won't. I promise you, they won't. It's better to publish a small amount of content that is fully functional than to showcase something that's incomplete. Your audience will appreciate it. I promise you, it will make them think that you're more reliable over than just showing them some sort of placeholders, because we've all been to a website where those placeholders have been there for months and years. And that cool special thing that they said was coming soon, it never really came. So this is why under construction pages are a very, very bad thing. Number 12 is outdated text. Why is that a red flag? Well, references to events that happened months ago or promotions long ago or anything like that, old news, can make your website feel like it's been abandoned. But even the smallest things like the copyright date in the footer, I mean, does it still show 2020? It can make your website look outdated. The fix is doing frequent updates, because that's going to show how actively engaged with your online community your station is. Regularly review your copy, all your show schedules, your local events, your news stories, announcements, contests, to ensure accuracy and timeliness. And then lastly on our list today is having too much text. Massive blocks of text, they overwhelm visitors and discourage them from reading important information. If you're looking at this in a podcast app, or if you're watching on YouTube, or even if you're seeing this on our website at skyrocketradio.com, you'll notice that all of the text has spaces in between. We even have a couple sentences that are their own paragraphs. If I had made all of this text just one long paragraph, it'd be very, very tough to read, because most online users, they only skim for key points. The fix is, instead of lengthy paragraphs, break up the details into bullet points and shorter sections, and this is going to ensure that listeners can quickly find everything that they're looking for within the content that you have. The local news that you have, the event details, the contest rules, show times, anything like that, without scrolling and trying to read that hard-to-read, endless text. So I hope these have helped you. Your website, it's an extension of your on-air brand. We've often said that everything that you do on air should be online on your website in some sort of shape or fashion. But if it's saddled with outdated features, you risk turning away loyal listeners and keeping new visitors at bay. By eliminating these old design practices and focusing on a clean, modern, user-friendly experience, you're going to keep your audience engaged, you're going to build credibility, and you're going to ensure that your station stands out in this busy and getting busier digital landscape. All right? Review your website features and content regularly. If something feels clunky or if it looks dated, ask around the radio station. Don't just take things for yourself. Ask around. If these things feel dated and clunky, it's probably time for an update. So keeping up with modern design practices, focusing on user experience, this is going to help your radio station maintain a solid online presence now and for years to come. And I'm talking about one that amplifies your on-air success. All right. I hope this information has helped you this week. If it has, please reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com. If you're looking for a website partner to help you take your website presence to the next level, then we stand ready to help you. Again, that website is skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.